Hello, hello. Welcome back to Max of Nyarlathotep, episode 6. Um, yes. So, when we last left our intrepid heroes, uh, Dean Adler was recovering from his wounds and was in the hospital and was reading a very interesting book. Meanwhile, the rest of these guys, the other investigators, encountered some strange creature that tried to steal Thomas Masters away, and then they went to a funeral, and where they met Carlton Ramsey, long friend, the lawyer of Jackson Elias, your old friend, in which he gave a stirring, I gave slingshot. And basically is explained that he is willing, or that he is fulfilling Jackson's last wish, which is to find the people that are doing this. He left you a very nice note saying that if you're reading this, I'm probably dead. Please avenge me, that sort of thing. So, you are now have a variety of resources and clues, and in this week that it's been a week since that funeral, in that time, Dr. Adler has been recovering in the hospital. He is now at he's not at full strength, but now if he spends a day resting, he can just recover whatever hit. He's only down a few hit points, I think, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So he's not majorly wounded. Major wounds is 1 hit point a week, and then when you're minor wounds, it's 1 hit point a day to recover, and can be more if you're at a hospital, and whatnot. Okay, so in fact, Dean Adler has pulled up and he took a taxi back to his townhome, where there appears to be that hole's not really there. Hold on, that did that didn't happen. You didn't see that. Okay. There's looks like someone has done some renovations. There appears to be a wooden wall in the top floor for some reason, where a window used to be. Um, and you've gotten out of you're in your cab, Dr. Adler. What would you like to do?
After an annoyingly long stare, I'm just gonna walk in and try to find someone who's gonna hopefully explain this.
Well, yes, hopefully they will. Let's go ahead and go to the townhome map, the brownstone map, where we are. This massive map, we are on the floor, the bottom floor here. Go ahead and put your characters somewhere. Although I think I see Tommy's already here, but decide where you are in this. During this time, you've been just basically healing and recovering, and we're going to talk about what you can also decide how you want to attempt to help recover sanity. Dr. Adler, having read his mythos tome, does not qualify, because during that time, when everyone else is recovering, you were reading this book.
Dean is not having a good time.
See, Tommy's there. Oh, snap! Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yep.
Sorry, I got a connection severed warning. All right, there's Woody. On the bottom floor here. Is that kind of where everyone is?
Vi's by the window.
Yep. So yeah, this is the ground floor, and you come through the gate, go up the stairs, enter the parlor. go into the living room where you see your old friends. No worse for wear. Let's go ahead and decide what you guys did for your sanity recovery. Now, what that means is that, for the way it works, is that you look on your, your character sheet has someone, either a key person or object that you cherish, either significant person or treasured possession, and you can basically say how you're going to use that to help you regain your sanity.
All I have is a gun, and I don't like where that's going.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Yeah,
I think the walls
I
need
can't-
some. I think the walls need some painting, a fresh
Yeah.
coat, even.
yeah. I don't think y'all damaged my ceiling enough.
I think red would be a nice color.
But basically, think about, like, for instance, Tommy could be like, I'm saying he's got the slingshot. He might be like, just, he's been just sort of, as he's been recovering from wounds, if he had any, and just kind of thinking, like, kind of basically everybody's kind of been just pausing. It's like a pause, right, for this week. It's not like the 22nd of January. So, thank you. You still have your items, but let's talk about how do you guys want to attempt? You can attempt to have recovered sanity during this week. The three of you.
Yeah, probably what Woody would do to calm down after the events transpiring on the top floor. He'd probably send a telegram or reach out to his old contacts and just like listen to them kind of drone on like the goings on back home.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And it's like, oh yeah, okay, this is all familiar. Oh yeah, of course that guy's still fucking up,
Yeah.
So I think that would be somewhat comforting in a weird way.
Okay.
And then when he's not listening to that, he'd probably just be playing cards with Vi or something, and I think that would help him calm down.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sanity roll. Okay, you didn't work.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to roll under that time.
Yes, you did.
Ah,
So you
that's
actually
tough.
lose a sanity.
Oh, okay.
So you have 72. You're still pretty good. You're fine.
Man.
It just can't. The events of these last few days with Dr. Adler almost being killed, and then right after Jackson Elias was killed, apparently it's just still too much, still too traumatizing for you.
Got it.
How does Vi try to? Obviously, playing cards with Woody. What's another?
Did my replacement bat show up?
Yes, your bat showed up, as well as Tommy's care package from the police in New Paltz. So
Did I get another ashen bat, or did I get the prototype metal bat, or did I get both?
you got the metal bat,
Okay, cool.
and I think. Go ahead. Sorry, I think I adjusted it accordingly, but let me just double check. Yeah, good new metallic Louis. So now it does 1d
Ooh,
point of damage for being
he
metal.
does a +2 now. Awesome. I would probably spend a decent majority of my time admiring the craftsmanship of the new Louis, as it's one of the few metal prototypes that my dad's ever made. It's fascinating to look at and see, because I've been following him through this journey, seeing where he started, seeing how far he's come with the designs, and just the use of the metal bat. I'm assuming because this is before they started basing them in aluminum, I'm assuming it's pretty heavy. So there may or may not be other dents in the wall as Vi is practicing, probably has practiced swinging the bat.
I would. Yeah, go ahead and make a bat roll for me just to see.
Sure.
You've been like practicing in the.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Oh. Yeah, there might be a couple broken vases.
That is max damage too. That's hilarious.
Oh, sorry.
Why did I have a -1? That's so strange.
Because your build, because you your size.
Yeah, I'm small. That's
your
right.
Size and strength. Your size, basically.
Yeah, so I have a -1 to that. That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what she'd be doing, and then playing just familiar like kids cards game with Woody, and then probably trying to convince Tommy at multiple points to join them for maybe like a childhood card game that they all used to play, like spades or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead. You can play Uno. Go ahead. Yeah, make your sanity roll.
Oh, thank God.
Roll a 6-sided.
Are you whispering to GM? I don't see your rolls.
Yeah,
I did.
Oh, it does say, yeah. I was wondering why there's a weird little square.
I was wondering if my game was freaking out.
Is that why you reset too?
Yep.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
did the
that's why I
same thing.
refreshed.
Yeah,
That's literally why. It's literally why I refreshed my game, because I thought it was frozen and I wasn't seeing anything.
Oh, wow.
I had to look
So
over at her screen to realize that's what was going on.
So go ahead and raise your sanity to, 51?
51.
Woo! Hey, that's not bad. Now, Thomas Matt
There we go.
been doing to help recover your...
Yeah, so I would like to practice my shotgun around the house and just fire it off at random walls. Because apparently that's what we do to our friends' houses. We just test our new weapons inside them.
It's trash.
You know, why not? I mean, there's already a giant hole in it, you know.
No, the hole's been... Oh, that was the other thing. Well, I'll explain that. Yeah, the hole has been fixed.
Well, yeah, fixed. Woody almost burned the Woody almost burned the place down. Vi broke some of your vases. Let me just put a giant chunk into your piano.
Oh, not the piano.
Bing.
Fuck that piano. You know what? You snob. You own a piano in 1830. You don't deserve it.
Thomas
a grand piano by the look of
just
it.
having flashbacks to being like 5 years old and crying after having his hands just beaten because he couldn't play like a C scale.
He was forced to learn the piano, and now that he has a way to deal with it. No, he would probably do something similar to Woody. He'd try and get in contact with his family.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Back in New Paltz, learn how they're doing. If Vi came up to him and said, "Hey, let's play Uno like when we were kids," it would be very obvious that Tommy, considering he's only called himself Thomas recently, he is essentially when he became a detective, he essentially gave up that side of his life. He is no longer, a kid. So he would politely decline Uno in favor of shooting the piano.
Got it. Shoot the piano. Cool. Yeah. And your wife, she's worried, but she is concerned only that, you've been gone for a while now and wondering when you'll come back, but she trusts you, at least in that.
Listen, I just want to say this. I'm not actually going to shoot the piano in game, but I just want to roll for it anyways.
Yeah. Good.
Just because. Let's see if I actually hit the piano. Or let's see if I hypothetically would have hit the piano.
Cool. Use the short range. There you go.
There's a chunk. There's a hypothetical chunk in your wall. Sorry. If I shot at the piano, which I didn't.
Yeah. Points of damage. Boom.
But I will roll my sanity, try and recover some from talking to his family.
Yep. Ah, good job. Wow.
And it is a D6.
Yeah. Jeez.
Okay, let us see how much I recover. Ho!
Nice.
Yeah, get those out of the way.
Oh my
Man,
gosh.
Thomas missed his kids and his wife, man. Hearing how they're doing, it made him feel better.
Wow. Man, that's like a 83 sanity. That's ridiculous. All right. I'm not scared of anything. All right. That's okay. That's cool.
Thomas Masters is just slowly turning into Rorschach.
Yeah.
Someone get me my cleaver.
All right. So as you guys are swinging your bat and you're polishing your new shotgun and everything, here comes your buddy Dr. Adler. He still has he's still a little bit patched up, but you know he's got some stitches in his side, but he's doing pretty good though. So what happens? What do you guys want to do?
We catch up, explain ourselves.
Yeah. How much? Well, yeah. Go ahead. What do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll greet him once he walks in. Dean, you're better.
What happened to my home?
So there was a giant snake that somehow found its way into the top floor of your home, and it ripped your housekeeper in half.
What?
Yeah. I've actually been looking through the advertisements on the newspapers to see if I could find a replacement, but I haven't been able to find one yet. But yeah, your old housekeeper died. But we killed the snake. I lit it on fire, and then Thomas and Vi kind of beat the shit out of it.
Woody. Why was there a snake in here in the first place?
You know what? If I could provide a rational explanation as to why a winged snake, 50 feet long, wreathed in shadows, could be found in your house, I would give you that explanation. But that is the truth, and that is the best I can offer you.
Go ahead, Dean. You can make Actually, you can make an intelligence roll for me.
I was thinking about that. Where? All right.
You remember in your Africa Dark Sects book, you saw a picture depicting a sinew snake.
I'm assuming I have the book in hand.
Yeah, you have it.
Darcy.
You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's going to like click in my head, and I'll pull out the book and I'll start flipping pages, and I'll just like hold it up. I was like, was this it?
And sure enough,
yeah, that looks like it.
Is what we're being shown the snake-like creature?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because Thomas would kind of pipe up a little bit and say, I think I can add a little bit more reasoning behind what would normally sound like mad ramblings. Remember when we were kids, really, really little, back at that old house with Jackson, trying to find his sister, and we found a bunch of those symbols?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll begin describing what you all can see in the handouts, the Australia handouts, the sandbat symbol, which we saw, which Thomas recognized. And he'll continue saying, well, you guys were busy with other things. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I somehow ended up in Massachusetts.
What? In Massachusetts? From New York?
Yeah. It's a weird story. But I was able to talk to a professor who told me more about this. This Sandbat. Some old Australian Aboriginal sand god who, ain't that nice. And with this recent attack, I wouldn't be shocked if something from our childhood, well, I'm sure the rest of you can make the connection. Something may be after us from our childhood. We didn't exactly have the, well, it was fucked up. To say the least, what we saw.
On the table sits a couple the items you found from Juju House. So just the chronometer and the mask, and the claws and the cape. So just so you know, it's there.
Was I present when that was opened? I don't remember.
You
Or
well,
did you
you know,
just
you
yank
were
the
there.
box?
You got it. You remember it from. But then you guys when you guys bundled it up and took it. You were there. It's just you didn't make it out of the Juju house.
Yeah.
Conscious, but you know.
Indeed.
Yeah, and no one's really had a chance, as far as I know, to look at it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if we had a week to kind of recover, I think I speak for everyone when I say we were just describing how we recovered our sanity. That's definitely not what we did all week.
Well, no, but you may have. So you have, yeah. So what would you like to explore? I guess is what I'm trying to find out.
Okay. I mean, this sounds like a good time to stop by the library, if any, and bring back some supposedly related scripts and articles.
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll go right into just researching. Okay. So he comes in. You guys relax, get to know each other. Kind of catch up on what happened. How much you want to reveal, I don't know, but I'll just. That's fine. In that, basically, the way I'm doing this here, if you want to research, basically research takes a certain amount of time. Like basically, I'm just sort of like units of time, like between 3 and 4 hours that you can spend researching. You need to decide what you want to research, and then how you want to go about doing it. There's basically like 3 times a day, depending on what it is. Like the library, obviously libraries are usually not open in the very late. So there's like basically morning, afternoon, and evening. You guys, this is New York, so you guys don't have to necessarily be together. You guys could, in fact, split up. You guys can afford a cab. You guys can. You guys have. In fact, here I'm going to move you guys to show you the map. You guys can, you guys, and then of course they have subways, so it's not like it's hard to get around. Let's just go to here real quick. So remember, you are in Manhattan. There's Adler's house. There's the hospital. That's the Emerson Imports. That's the pier where you met your contact, Woody. And then that is the hotel that Jackson Elias was killed in. So I guess basically, we can just go about. There's also Harlem locations if you'd rather go to Harlem, or it's basically what you guys need to decide what you guys want to. What is it that you guys want to look into? I guess is what I want to know.
I know that I personally would like to go to Harlem.
Okay.
The Harlem Library.
Okay.
And there's a few things I would like to research. The first being the Harlem Hacksaw.
Ah. Okay. Do you so you want to go to the library?
Yes. And on my way there, I would also be definitely keeping my eyes and ears out for any more corrupt bitches.
There you go. So that would be the New York Public Library, right there. I'm just gonna quickly put a token on your token on there, just so we know where you are. Oh wait, that's not you. Get out of here. Do you? So that's your plan. Okay, so that's fine. I'll put you right here. Meanwhile, do you guys? Oh, and that's so you can take the subway. But it depends. Are you guys going all as a group, or do you guys want to split up? Or how do you want to do this?
I wouldn't mind splitting up, but I don't think anyone should go alone.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I guess it kind of depends on what the rest of the friend group wants to do, because if Vi and Dean wanna talk to the people that we met at the funeral or something, or research some other thing, then I mean we can split the party accordingly.
It's up to you guys.
Uh,
it's all what you guys want to do.
All right, I guess I'll ask Dean and Vi what their plans are, because if they don't want to go anywhere, right, or they want to research just the items that we have, then I'll go with Thomas when he goes into Harlem.
So you do also know that so just to show you these ones that have circles, so that's Juju House. That's that news reporter you met at the funeral. Schausenberg. I can't remember Rebecca Schausenberg. That's the newspaper she works at, and then that is Carlton Ramsey's office.
Yeah, that's all really close together.
Yeah. Just down the road. But that's okay. But yeah. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Remind me, this thought is escaping my mind. Did we already go to the reading of the will?
Yeah, we did it kind of at the end there.
Oh, okay. Just, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, and so basically what Carlton is, he is in the midst of getting everything put the final touches on his wishes, where Carlton Ramsey has basically a big slush fund of his savings that he is going to use to fund the trips and all that kind of stuff. So you just have to get a hold of him, and then he can send you. I mean, you guys can ask him to give him some money, but he's basically kind of there to coordinate from afar. And then also, Carlton also.
What's your password?
I think I would want to go talk to the reporter. What newspaper does she work for?
I think you said 1 sec.
Oh. Sorry. Oh yeah, she's the one that works this one right here. The Amsterdam News HQ.
Okay.
HQ is the headquarters. Yeah.
I want to go to the... I don't know if that's chasing... I don't know if that's chasing a lost cause. Because with all the information that I posted, so this is kind of where my rabbit trail brain is going, guys. Let me know if you think it's a good idea or not from the party. All the expedition information that we found was all reported on by the New York Pillar, who was able to track the Carlisle expedition from New York to London to Egypt to Mombasa? Mombasa. Thank you. Mombasa. And then to Nairobi. So Mombasa.
Mambo number 5.
So with that came a lot of information. After going back over the notes, I, as Vi, would point out, this is all written by the same company. Someone hosted a party with these guys while they were in London, so they may have some information based on the articles that I was able to look at. They found presumably 4 of the 5 expedition party members. So I'm wondering if what they were looking for, and if it links back to anything that we've discovered thus far that may correlate with what Tommy found and what we experienced. And maybe the person that survived, which looks like it's Jack Brady, it may have something to do with it, but it also may just be a red herring. Thoughts?
I think that's worth checking out. Any kind of individual who had a better understanding of what they were trying to do and the path they took.
I agree that is worth investigating, and I think Woody would be good going with either Vi or Thomas. If he goes with Vi, it's potential new contacts for his network, and if he goes with Thomas, he can brush up on practical skills for the trials ahead.
Well, I will interject with that and say that Dean is intending to go with Thomas to the library, but more so to study the book that I already have, and may come across some things I need extra knowledge to understand within that book. So library, and being still injured, don't want to go out and be too adventurous.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
I will say this, that I have 2 leads that I want to follow. Both can be possibly brought up at the library. The first being, now that I actually went back and listened to it, the similarities of death between, I know we caught the people, but the similarities in death between the Harlem Hacksaw, or from the Harlem Hacksaw that caused them, and Jackie's death. So I may be able to learn more about that. 2, Harlem has corrupt cops. So I'm kind of going there to, poke the bear a little bit. And 3, if I can learn more about the Sandbat, because I have the information from Professor Cowles about the Sandbat, about the Aboriginals attacking parties of people, deaths caused by the Aboriginals, and other information. So if I can get more information on that is what I'm also going for. because Australia seems to be a big piece, especially after we just got attacked by the fucking snake.
One thing I would voice for you, Thomas, is try to find books that Jackie wrote, because he's a published author. That may give us some more insight to what he's already discovered, so we're not chasing something that we already have information for. So even if you don't read it, like, check them out so we can all go through them together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we do have a list of his books.
Yes. Yes, you do.
I need to add that to the spreadsheet.
I will ask Violet, while you're doing your investigating with the reporters, you should ask them if they're aware of the current whereabouts of Erica Carlisle, because she will be a good individual for me to talk to later down the road.
I shall. She's also mentioned in the newspaper clippings as somebody who went to find, because Roger, who did the trip, is her brother, and she firmly believes that the tribe, the Kanuku tribe, were the ones that actually helped find her brother. So
we've met briefly, so with what we understand now and what we aim to understand, it may be worth revisiting that relationship.
You met her?
A while ago. It didn't seem important at the time, but now it seems that a lot of what's happened in our past is coming to light.
Yeah, I'll see what the people at the New York Pillar know.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's, you want to go there. Okay, so now I take it, Dean, how are you getting, Dean, are you taking your car over there to the library then?
I assume so.
Yeah.
If we're taking his car,
I could actually, where on this map were the others going?
Hold on, let me move you over. Because they're in Harlem. They're going, where their newspapers are. It's funny, the Pillar is actually a Repost, but I see the New York Times and the New York Post. 10. Hold on, I'm trying to find New York Post. Is 25, and then where's the New York Times?
But that's New York Post Office. New York Times headquarters is 8.
Never mind. Yeah, I knew that. Okay, New York Times HQ 8.
Okay, so we're all in.
So I'm gonna assume they're all kind of near this, in the same area, because Wall Street Journal, Associated Press, all those offices are in that area. So I am going to you are in Lower Manhattan. So you guys are going to be in Lower Manhattan. You, Vi and Woody are in Lower Manhattan, or at least that's the plan, right? And you guys can easily get there by cab or by subway, or it's not too hard to get around.
Okay.
And yeah. So this is okay. So let's go with let's go to Harlem first, and you want to. So go ahead and tell me what you want to research.
Well, first for me, if we are taking Dean's car, Thomas, because they're going to Harlem, he knows that there are corrupt cops in Harlem, which he would inform everyone of. You know, guys, you know, there are corrupt cops who know of us.
Yeah.
Be careful. But knowing that, he would obviously bring, you know, his revolver. He would also take like a blanket off of Dean's couch to wrap his shotgun in and put it in the back seat.
Okay. Sounds good.
Now having more respect for the situation that we're dealing with, Dean is going to also put his rifle in that same blanket.
All right.
Going Indiana Jones rules now. Going to a knife fight.
Very
you know
good,
what?
Very good.
Here, I think as we kind of like see each other off, and you know, as Thomas and Dean are probably still back at the house as they're grabbing their guns, as you know, Vi and Woody leave for their stuff. I think Thomas would go to Dean and say, how good do you think you are with a revolver in your hands?
I'm all right.
That's all I need to hear.
He says in a manner to display that he thinks of himself as more than just okay.
Well then, yeah, Thomas will say it, then that's all I need to hear. And into your hands, he will slap a .38 revolver.
Nice.
And 1 reload worth of ammo, which is 6 bullets. It has 6 bullets already in it. Yeah.
So
what is going on? Oh.
Yeah, let's see. If you need more information, 1d10 of damage, 15 yards for the range.
Yeah, 38 revolver.
Let me just shoot it real quick. Well, that was just. I just want to say that was a test roll and an immediate extreme success.
Yep.
Good lord. Revolvers and me.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't give it to you. Maybe I should just dual wield. But no, I would give Dean the 38 revolver.
I mean, it has like 1 with 2 in parentheses or 3 in parentheses.
3 in parentheses.
I like this dog. 6. And then bonus none. It impales. Hold on. Oh my god. Relax. Alright. It's crazy. Okay. Alright. You have a 38 revolver. There you go.
Alright, if it's in your inventory and your weapons, I will remove it from mine.
Got it.
Don't forget, you have a reload's worth of ammo.
Thank you.
Yep.
And not to worry you, but I got this off the corpse of a corrupt cop.
Yeah. Just enough for dirty cop.
Well, you know, it came to a good home.
Yeah. That's what I would... Oh no, there's an echo and I hear myself.
There is indeed.
This dog never barks. Besides you right now. Hey, what do you want?
This dog never barks, except for when I'm streaming.
Yeah.
Oh no, everyone's echoing.
Yeah, it's coming from Matt's microphone.
It's Matt's mic, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
It's my puppy. Alright. Is that fine? You went... Oh, there you go. You wanted someone to lean on. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Okay, so you've.
I give him. Oh, the echo's still there.
Oh, you know what? Let me put my. I gotta plug my headphones back in. That's why. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no one's gonna mess with you guys. Okay. Okay. Is that still echoing?
Test. No echo.
Hello?
Okay.
All right. Cool.
So after giving him the extra revolver, and heading to the library, I would like to research. The first thing I would like to research into is the Harlem hacksaw. You know, maybe finding newspapers about the serial killer and stuff like that to get more information.
Okay.
So that's
Go
what
ahead.
I would like to do.
Make a. So it's kind of archive research. So I will go ahead and roll your library use.
That's gonna go great.
I don't know why is unless Dean wants to help. I mean, yeah.
I can most definitely help.
Yep. Go ahead and
If you
roll.
kind of give me an idea of what you're looking for now. Need my library.
So if he's helping, is he rolling or do I roll with a
You
bonus?
roll with a bonus die. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I would point out. I would say, I'm looking for newspaper articles about the serial killer. Yada yada yada. This is gonna go amazingly. Number dice 1.
Remember.
No.
Well, let me see. You got a failure. No information found yet. More research is needed. So you will have to push the roll if you wish.
I don't have. What does pushing it do?
That's just a redo. And then if you
okay.
fail, there's more consequences.
You know what? When in Rome. Sure, I'll do it. When in Harlem.
When in Harlem.
All right, so that's. I'm not spending luck. I do not have enough. So that's just another roll. Is it another bonus die?
Yes.
All right, so I'm just gonna roll normally and then click on bonus instead.
Sure.
I think I almost did law instead of library use. Oops.
All
right. Well. Oh!
My God. You resolved yourself with steel resolves. There's gotta be something in here. And you're just digging through all these old newspaper articles and magazines. And you not only find the information about the Harlem hacksaw, aka Milton Adams, you also found secret information that was apparently was trying to be hid from the record.
Oh, my detective skills coming into play.
Yes, secret discovery. Not only do you find Hilton Adams. Well, let's first list. Hilton Adams has his. Let me look him up real quick. Let me find his just full on. You found everything you could possibly know. Hilton Adams was a. Where are you, Hilton Adams?
So just to add it in because I forgot to say it. Of course, I'm also looking for similarities between the murders that he committed and the death of Jackie.
Mm-hmm. You do find you did find a story relating that the murderers were the same, but then a day later, you found a retraction saying we regret the error. So apparently, one of the newspapers that you found had apparently figured out, or at least that sounds like it was suppressed by everybody else, but one newspaper did it anyways, or it slipped through the cracks, and then they must have got caught later and were forced to, who knows, probably not under voluntarily. They probably did it under duress. Retracted the story.
Retracted the story of Jackie's death?
That said Jackie's death was the same as the other ones.
Interesting.
But the method was the same.
Interesting.
You also find some of the initial reports, the earliest reports, show more than one person was spotted leaving where the crime scenes. But there was no real push for those investigations, especially when they're in Harlem, because after Hilton copped to everything, he's confessed to everything, and they were quick to do that. He is in his he's 30 years old, and he is he's almost 30. He's actually 29. Although the picture that you find of him, he looks a lot older. But you also find out that he was in the war, World War I. He was he was a Harlem Hellfighter. So he saw a lot of in France, and not only that, he's not only that, but that they in fact, that's the prevailing theory, is that the stress of the war caused him to have psychological issues, and that's what kind of made him psychotic. Was he was in the war, although it's, of course, it's 1926, so it's been a few years, but that maybe he suffered some sort of trauma that reinstated that sort of kickstarted the psychopathic behavior. That maybe the experiences in the war, like he had like a flashback, basically, is what their theory is. The psychologists that have commented on it, and that he is scheduled to be executed in a couple of weeks. He's up at Sing Sing, and he will die by electrocution. So the other thing was that this research takes takes you into the afternoon.
Sorry, where is he currently locked up?
Sing Sing prison, which is north of, it's just up the road from New York.
Also, I know that using luck doesn't give you a pip, but does pushing a roll and succeeding give you one?
Yeah, as long as you don't use luck. As long as you don't use luck for it. So yeah, it was really great.
Sweet.
Meanwhile, in the other part of town, back in Manhattan, you guys, Vi and Woody, are at the offices of the Riposte, and you, what would you like to do? You enter the building, the Riposte. It's not as impressive as, like, say, the Wall Street Journal headquarters or the New York Times, but it's still, fairly decent-sized building, about 4 stories high. When you go in, there is a small desk and there's a secretary there, but you can hear the chatter of typing and people running around and going about making the news, because of course, remember in this time period, you had the morning edition and then the afternoon edition, sometimes the evening edition, right? As news was changed, as news changes, right?
Hold on a sec. Let me give you guys ambiance.
Okay. Yeah, have a ding.
Yeah, there you go.
Beep, beep,
Uh,
beep, 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 beep.
No, Caped Wonder, Stun City. Yeah.
Best vigilante. Remind me what the date currently is right now.
It's January 22nd, 1925.
25. Okay. Okay. So I would ask the desk clerk if I could speak to the reporter who followed the Carlisle expedition, if they were still there.
I'm not really sure who that. Well, let me talk to my. Let me talk to the editor. He goes, sir. Yes, she's on the phone. Yes, there's a man here. There's a woman and a man here to talk to you about the Carlisle expedition. Yes. Well, okay. Here, and she pulls the phone to you, Vi.
Hey.
Hey, I'm kind of busy. I got the afternoon edition here. What do you want? What about the Carlisle expedition?
Hey, so a couple quick questions. First off, do you know if they ever found Jack Brady's body?
I don't know. I don't remember. You can look through the archives, I suppose. But there's the thing. You know, we just get this stuff off the AP wire, so all the, we don't really have it, all the newspapers got the same feed.
Ah, okay, great. I'd love to go through the archives, but before we get off the phone, do you know where his sister's current whereabouts are? Is she still in the area? She's a big socialite.
Yeah.
You've got to follow her at some point.
Oh, you mean Erica Carlisle? Of course.
Yeah.
After Big Brother disappeared, she became the queen of the castle. Good thing, too. He was about to go bankrupt with all the money he was spending. Look, I don't have time to. I gotta go. Click.
So I'm gonna hand the girl. I'm gonna finish up the conversation. Be like, great, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I will let the secretary know. I understand you're in a hurry. Okay, bye. And I will panically hand her the phone and be like, hey, he really seemed like he was in a rush. This is a bad time. I appreciate you making the call. He did say that we could go look at the archives. Can you give us the direction of where we're going?
Sure. Yeah, no problem. And so with that, you can go into the archives. Go ahead and you guys can also make a library use.
Can I ask her about Erica Carlisle and kind of what this person knows about her as we're walking down together?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I heard she's really, really rich. She's really, really pretty too. She lives over Westchester. That's
Westchester.
all I know.
Okay. Well, how rich is which? Is she own a printing press rich? Is she runs the theater rich? Is she political rich? What kind of rich?
Sure. She was, she's old money. I don't know exactly, let's see if I can remember. I mean, they just, they were rich. They, I don't know, robber barons, who knows, gold, could be selling weapons during the war. I don't really exactly know myself. I mean, I just know, like everybody else, Rockefeller of some kind.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Do you happen to know if anybody else has ever tried to make a copy of his expedition within the most recent years? You seen any of that come across the presses?
No, not that I can think of.
Can I do a psychology roll? Like, if you told
I
the
was
truth
gonna
on
say
that?
the
Yeah,
same
sure.
thing.
Yeah.
Damn!
No, but she seems to be, she's just like a secretary, works at the... Anyways, here's the archives.
Okay, great. And are these organized by date things were published or the date that things came in on?
They were published.
Okay.
It's usually... I mean, most of the time it is, but, sometimes people are kind of messy.
Gotcha. Gotta love messy people. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. As we're heading towards the archive, is there a... Oh, geez, what happened to my... Oh, weird. Okay. Discord did something weird. As we're walking towards the archives, do I see any directories of, like, all the columnists in the newspaper?
Not in here. This is mainly just old stuff that's been printed before.
Sorry, like, not in the archives, but, like...
Oh.
Because we were just given directions to the archives, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can make a spot hidden.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, you see there is a... you do find a directory that has, like, the different reporters. And what they usually cover.
Okay.
There's also a list of different freelances as well.
Ooh, that could be interesting. Yeah, I think I will check the freelance reporters after we finish our business in the archives.
Got it. Go ahead. Like I said, you guys can go ahead. You can do the same thing where you have if one's assisting, you can just roll with a bonus die.
Oh, okay.
Whoever wants to roll.
You can make the roll.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll give you.
Yeah,
our libraries are the same.
If I rolled that right. Oh my god.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. All right.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I get to put a blip on that. Holy crap.
Get that dot on there. All right. So, Kyle expedition, pretty much the same information that you had from the articles that you have. However, you do see that there was a reporter that had some doubts about it, about whether the expedition had been that the expedition really did die, that everyone really did die there. She thinks it was a cover-up due to the quickness of the trial and whatnot. And there's a lady named Mabel Parker Green. You might know. You do see she has an address. She is in. Actually, she is over in. Wait, hold on. Sorry. She is in the Bronx. Somewhere Sue. All right.
To confirm from my notes, the reporter that is questioning it is Mabel Parker Green.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go visit Spider-Man's great-great-great-grandma, apparently. So.
There you go. Okay, so that takes your morning. So now, so that you're gonna go. That'll be your afternoon. And then, what do you guys want to do back at the library? Did you want to continue doing some a different line of research, or do you want to go? Just know, you can use, in addition to just like actual formative research, if you want to do legwork, like shake a few trees or whatnot, you can do that as well. So, just throwing that out there.
While Thomas is reading through the stuff that he found, I'd like to read like the next part of however long I can read in the Dark Sects, Africa's Dark Sects.
Yeah, the thing with that, to do a full read, it takes like a long time. So, but you can do it. What I'll do is I'll let you make a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Oof. Once I find it, there it is.
Wow!
Sheesh.
Hell yeah! Holy shit!
You study the book, you do see that in addition to the coat of the bloody tongue that resides, you see there is this coat resides at the base of a place called the Mountain of the Black Wind. You realize that it does say that they came from the founders of this religion came from the far north, and in there is a depiction, a cave drawing that are on a rock, not as a cave, but a big rock that's etched in the side, that depicts a man, looks like a man or a woman, it's hard to tell, wearing some kind of skirt or headdress. But the interesting thing is that there is an upside down ankh in the hand of this illustration that supposedly was found on a rock wall, which is, of course, an Egyptian symbol. So.
Okay. Is there any research I can do into that ankh? Like, is there any kind of unique identifiers and such?
Sure, you can try, and then that will be your your afternoon time. So, what do you want to? Do you want to help him, or you want to do your other research there, Thomas?
Well, I don't know nothing about no Cthulhu's.
Yeah, it'd be a library use.
I mean, if he asks for help, I'll help. Otherwise, I would like to look into the Aboriginals and the Sindbad.
All right. So go ahead and make 2 separate rolls for library use.
All right.
I'll spend luck on that.
Okay.
I'm not spending luck on that.
Yes, there is talk of an ancient Egyptian order, a black pharaoh that once ruled dynastic Egypt in the late 3000 BC. But then that a brave group of people, strangers, came and some strangers came from a faraway land and drove him out. But that the Black Pharaoh was just one of many guises. They say in the thing, which has probably been embellished, it's translated from a Greek text, that he has 999 forms. And this pharaoh's name was Nyarlathotep. Meanwhile, Tommy, you can choose to push again if you want.
I'm not going to try my luck this time. I got an extreme success last time. I'm going to call it there.
All right. So this takes you so long that now the library is about to close. It's like it's late afternoon. Meanwhile, Vi and Woody, what do you guys want to do? You guys have spent your morning. Now it's the afternoon for you guys. What do you guys want to do? Keep researching here, or what do you want to do?
I don't know if Vi would want to continue researching.
You guys wanted to talk to what's her face, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted to stop by the freelance reporters.
All right. Well, you're way down here, and then you gotta take the subway.
Oh, so the freelance reporters are in a separate building.
She's up here in the Bronx, and you're down. So I mean, that could be what your afternoon is. You go to the Bronx.
Oh, I think you need to clarify where.
Okay, so the directory with the freelance reporters, not the person that we were asking about. Erica, was it?
Carla,
were the freelance reporters up in the Bronx as well, or are they in the same building that we were just in?
No, freelancer. They live. I mean, they're ones that. They just get paid by the story, so they're all over the place. Some are in Queens, some are in Brooklyn, they're all over the place.
Oh, okay.
Some are based in Manhattan, but most of them,
Oh, okay.
They kind of prowl around and and they try to find a good story and then bring it to the editors.
Kind of like mercenaries for newspapers.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. The directory that I saw, I'm guessing I would have seen their names and that they're freelance, but it doesn't give any information past that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I would ask the clerk and ask her if I could have their contact information.
I don't know if I can do that exactly. You have to make a persuasion.
Can I help with that?
Yeah, you could try.
Yeah, I'd like to help with that.
Sure.
Okay, so normal bonus. Ooh. Yeah, I think that might be worth it. For 3, yeah, I'll do it for 3.
3. All right. She goes, look, I ain't got all day, but here, I'll give you the ones I got.
Oh, wait a second. Sorry. Those don't count as like pips or persuade, right?
I'll let you. No, because you spent luck.
Right. Okay, I might go about this in a different route then.
Okay.
So instead of spending luck, I think I'll see that she seems to be leaning away from telling me the information, but I'm gonna... Would it be possible to kind of look at her clothing and determine she's like paid minimum wage?
Yeah, I would say that's a reasonable assumption. She's
okay. So I'm gonna take a $10 bill out of my wallet and be like, I'm not up to anything shady, but here to make it worth your while. I just want to get in touch with them.
I'm not trying to steal any business. Shady, says the shady man with money.
Yeah, you can. It's kind of like pushing the roll, but I will give you a bonus die since you are using money.
Okay, so what is that?
I mean,
Like
that's a
another
lot.
persuade roll with
I
like?
pray. Yeah, it's a persuade roll, but you're gonna do it again. It's basically a push because you're gonna have to, which means it could be more
It could be
dire
really bad.
circumstances. Yeah.
Mm. All right. Well, let's see. Uh, is Violet still able to help me in this scenario?
Yeah, I'll let it.
I think I was gonna say I thought the money was helping you in this scenario.
There we go.
There you go. Hard success. Awesome.
I need a pick for that.
I get a pip.
All right. And she gives you a list of names that she gives you a quick copy of the freelance reporters. Which I will provide for you later, but yeah, there's several that you could talk to. Like I said, they're all kind of all around the boroughs. So even I think there's one over in Jersey too that comes around every once in a while. But right. But that takes you, like I said, you took that. What do you? So you got that from her, and now it's like the afternoon. So what do you want to do now?
Okay.
Did you want to go see?
Yes.
right.
The person in the Bronx. That would be our next stop.
All right. It takes you a while to get there, even you can by cab and train, and meaning because it's significantly far away. So, but you will you eventually end up in the Bronx, and after a while, you do find a small, sort of simple, like small brick house among the buildings, and you can go ahead and knock on the door if you. Wow. Over the library's closing. So what does and Thomas gonna do?
Well, it being late, I think my own personal suggestion would be for the two of us to head back to the house and just go over our own information and discuss, because there's something I would like to do, but I think that requires a new day.
Got it. You do have time if you want to mess about with the you do have some items there that you guys can inspect as well, if you wish.
I am the driver, so I'll agree.
Right. Cool. All right. You head back to the home. Meanwhile, it's late afternoon. It's getting kind of dark, but you are now over at Mabel Parker Green residence. You see a small little sign, a little mailbox. You notice that it seems to be stuffed.
Oh, as in stuffed with like
mail.
I see. Well, that bodes well.
I mean, we're here. We might as well start to the door. Do you actually think she's home?
Maybe. I can check, or we can just knock on the door.
I mean, I think knocking on the door is the most polite thing to do, so let's start with the polite way, and then we'll do the sneaky crawling in through a window and checking. That really did great for us the last time that we did that.
All right, well, after you.
Alrighty, such a gentleman. And I will knock on the door.
All right. There is no answer.
I will sigh and then knock harder, which is like a very heavy fist against the door.
There is still no answer.
It's getting late in the evening, right?
No, it's like early evening. Like,
Oh, early evening.
yeah,
Okay. Well, if it's early
dusk.
evening, okay, if it's dusk, some of the houses surrounding this area would probably have their lights on, right?
Yeah.
Does this house have any lights on?
No.
That's strange. Um, give me a sec. I'm gonna try the back.
All right. You
Okay, so would the back door happen to be unlocked or any windows happen to be open?
you do notice actually there's a back door, and what you notice is that it has a like 4-paneled window in it, but that the lower panel closest to the door handle is popped out.
I'm gonna whistle to Violet,
Mhm.
like a bird call or something.
Yeah.
And get her over here, while I open the door.
Okay.
Yep, I will
And
immediately start around the corner as soon as I hear the call.
the door easily. So you are since you're closest, this wave of nauseating stench hits you like a brick wall. It's disgusting. Make a Constitution roll, Woody.
Okay. Constitution. Oh, it's such a good thing that my constitution is. What? That's a pleasant surprise. That doesn't usually happen.
You're like, your iron Constitution prevents.
All right. Yeah. So I take it it smells like decay.
Yes. No, it smells like decay. It also smells like mold. The stench, having the door open seems to alleviate some of that stench. Now that's
Okay.
found a way to escape. So Vi doesn't have to make a roll. She can just.
Oh, I see.
It's
It kind of
still
just like
disgusting.
blasted me in the face.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take a handkerchief out and kind of just hold it over my mouth while I advance.
All right.
Do the lights work?
Yes.
Okay.
You
So
flick on.
I'm
find
gonna
a kitchen. You find
I'm gonna
yourself in a
look
kitchen.
for the source of the smell. And I'm gonna keep my blade kind of up my sleeve just in case something comes out.
Got it. The stench seems to be emanating. It's a small one-story house, and you find slowly the stench seems to be emanating from the bathroom. Seems at worst the door is shut, however.
I'm gonna try the doorknob then. Is it unlocked or?
It does unlock.
Okay.
The light is also off in the bathroom, but you can see that there is a small a light bulb with a chain hanging from the ceiling.
Okay. Oh, like inside the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn on the light in the hallway and kind of let it shine through the door, but I'm gonna keep the door braced. Like,
Got it.
the smell's coming from here the strongest.
Yeah.
I feel like something's behind this door.
Well, in comparison to the last couple things we've met, this one's not instantly attacking us, so I'm a little concerned on what's on the other side of the door, but in comparison to a giant flying snake thing, I'm not as concerned, surprisingly enough. Boy, that's a sentence I didn't think I'd say.
Ah, there
Okay,
you
well,
go.
I'll be honest, I don't think it's gonna be a giant snake, but I was thinking more along the lines of a body. But just so you can brace yourself. So I'm gonna open up the door and look inside.
As you open, another wave of stench and moldy smell hits you, and you see floating in the tub the bloated corpse of a woman. She's naked, but mainly what's other than her bloated body, you have no idea what her face looks like because it's been thoroughly chewed off by rats who are actually, there's like 5 or 6 that are actually sitting on her body, using it like a floating island, and are munching on her remains. Go ahead and make a sanity roll. All right, you lose 1. That's it, just 1. Yeah, it's kind of like, ugh.
Yep, called it.
The bile starts to rise in your throat for just a split second, but you manage to keep your wits about it.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess that this was our contact. I think we should probably call the cops in on this one, or maybe call in Tommy on this one, so that we're not arrested. Yeah.
I agree. I am gonna make. I'm just gonna go look around real fast because this is odd. And I'd like to peek into the nearest room. Does it look thrown? Does it look like somebody has like dug through it, or does it actually look like it just has been just sitting there untouched because she's been dead? Like, was this house tossed?
It's actually ramshackle. She has a small office. Stuff has been strewn about, but you can make a spy if you find anything.
Sure. Spot hidden. Hey!
Holy shit! Wow!
Tell me all the secrets.
You find
her diary.
Dear diary. You do find 2 interesting things. It looks like if she had a diary, it's also been, or possibly maybe disposed of in some way. But anyways, with that, you do find 2. All right. The first one is a business card, a well-made business card with gilded filigree on the sides. The Penhew Foundation, 35 Tottenham Court Road, London, W1. Edward Gavigan, Director. The other one is an excerpt. According to the notes, it's an excerpt from a book called My Life as a God. Apparently she made a copy of it. Oops. What? And it's just like an excerpt, or if there was more than just one page, it's long gone. It's just the one page that seems to have survived. It was like underneath behind the desk, it fell over. Its external angles were magnificent and most strange. By their hideous beauty I was enraptured and enthralled, and I thought myself of the daylight fools who would judge the housing of this room as mistaken. I laughed for the glory they missed. Through the twisted door to the jeweled throne of darkness I came with all reverence and humility to gaze upon scenes of celestial majesty and rebirth. When the 6 lights were lit and the great words said, then he came in all the grace and splendors of the higher planes, and I longed to sever my veins so that my life might flow into his being and make part of me a god.
would it be possible to have Vi read that out loud?
Oh, 100%. I
Well,
read this out loud.
yeah. Okay, so while she's reading that out loud, kind of hearing that, would I be able to inspect the body to see if it's consistent with what this note has said?
Sorry. Actually, it looks like there aren't any. Well, you could make a medicine roll with a penalty die. It's hard to tell because there's so much damage from the rats and the bloating.
A medicine
But-
skill of 1 with a penalty dice.
Okay, then I'll allow you to make a hard. Then I'll allow you to make a hard spot hidden.
A hard spot hidden. Okay.
Hard spot hidden.
Hard spot hidden.
So,
Okay, so no, I can't tell.
no, it's too badly decomposed.
Okay.
She could have been. I mean, you can't tell. I mean, she might have been. Her arms. I mean, everything. Like all the extremities are. Like, rats tend to eat the extremities first, so like her toes and fingers are all missing. So you can't really tell if she slit her throat or slit her wrists or.
Okay.
So it's just and the skin's like cracked and stuff from being bloated and. Or she could have easily just drowned for all you know. I mean, you really have no hard evidence, or at least if maybe a skilled coroner could possibly look.
Got it.
But you don't have that expertise.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna close the door, and call to Vi. I think there's not much to find here, other than what you found, probably. Unless, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna swipe any of her money. My luck has not been great lately, and I don't need to tempt it anymore.
I think Tommy's good boy side is rubbing off on you.
Shut up. Let's go.
All right, fine, party pooper. But let's not forget to tell Tommy about this. Can you relatch the door on our way out?
It was basically open, but yeah, sure, I can do that.
Yeah, you can do that through the hole in the window easily.
I guess the hole in the window, is there shattered glass on the inside or on the outside?
Appears
or
to be
is
on
there
the
any? Okay, it's on the inside. So somebody pushed that panel in to open the door.
Yeah.
Just a second, Vi. I'm gonna look around and see if I find anything out of place on the outside.
Okay. You could make a spot hidden or a hard idea roll. Whichever one works better for you.
A spot hidden or a hard what?
Idea roll.
Idea.
Yeah, it's your intelligence.
Oh, intelligence. Okay, yeah, I'll just.
One, so whichever one's better.
Yeah, I'll just do spot hidden.
Okay.
Oh.
Whoa! Oh, weird. Oh no, 1d10. Oh wow. Well, you're the coolest. Okay, yeah. You were absolutely sure that there is nothing. She doesn't appear to have had any kind of vehicle, or anything like that. She has a bicycle you find propped against the wall. It's kind of rusty now. You have the yard has been, looks like it hasn't been, of course it's this winter time, so the grass isn't really all that cut. It's kind of muddy and everything. In fact, yeah, it is muddy, and because you did spot hidden, you do notice, well, you wouldn't notice that because it's been weeks. You got an extreme. Because you got an extreme levels. What happens is you you do see some okay, yeah, one of the things you do notice is that there is in the dirt near the base of on the outside, you noticed one of the dagger kind of stuck in the ground.
Without touching it. Actually, you know what? I think that one I will pick up, but I will wrap it in my handkerchief.
Okay. You do notice it's very similar in the kinds that you've been finding.
To like the guys back at the.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Vi, careful not to disturb any of the mud. Let's go out the way we came. Let's try not to let anyone see us.
Sure, can do.
Go ahead and make a stealth rolls. You don't know. You knock a garbage can lid over, but as you're leaving, but you don't note if anybody. It doesn't appear that anyone seems to have taken too much notice, but I guess you'll have to find out.
Well, it's like a freaking paladin. All right. Well, we get out of there, and I'm gonna aim to just regroup with the others before I make any moves on getting the authorities on this place.
Got it. So you end up back at the homestead. And of course, you probably convey the things that you have discovered back at the home. All right. So with that, that's your first day of research. Let me see something quick. Of course, you guys regroup and talk about what happened. Unless you want to do anything in the evening, I mean, of course, you can continue studying your book. You can continue studying the book, and then other guys, if you get other than doing, is there anything you want to do in here?
In here being
at the dean's house, yeah.
Oh, I guess I would have asked them to bring back like a Chinese language to language dictionary. I have a bad feeling that things are gonna go east really fast.
You could if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'm probably just gonna try to brush up on my Chinese.
Okay.
In the evening.
That sounds good. And I will actually I will write that down. You have Mandarin?
Yes, and Cantonese.
And Cantonese. All right. Just because of your study, you know that Mandarin is more spoken near Shanghai. You also know Shanghai actually has its own dialect, but it's close enough that usually everyone speaks both. Okay, what about you, Vi? What do you want to do?
I think after all of that, I would want to remembering that, well, this is me metagaming, but I feel like because of the importance of the bat and the role that I did when she was a kid, realizing that the type of bat that she had actually injured the monster, is is it fair to think I would retain that information?
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, I think I would actually call my dad again and ask him for any
wooden bat or...
No, actually what I want to ask for is I want to ask for a couple pieces of the type of wood, because I think it was an ash wood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Virginia ash.
Yeah, a Virginia ash. So I would want to ask him if he has any wood left over from some of the creations of the Virginia ash style bats, and see if I can get him to mail me some. And if I can, I think what I'd ask him to do is just say, hey, I'm at Dean's house, and I would play the joke of, he's a man, he doesn't know how to cook, he has no supplies, would you possibly be willing to make me some cooking utensils out of those pieces of wood? So I would hope for like a spatula, a spoon, maybe like a couple stir sticks, things things like that. And what I would probably honestly, what I'd probably particularly ask for is say, hey, so, you know, it's me, it's Dean, Tommy's here, Woody's here, and we've been ordering a lot of takeout, which is traditionally Chinese food, and I'm sick of using their horrible chopsticks. Can you make a set of chopsticks, Dad? Just everybody a set of just the ashwood chopsticks.
Go ahead and make a persuasion.
Okay.
Or charm.
Let's see. I will do... Oh, they're both the same. So I will try persuade on Dad.
All right.
Oh, extreme success.
What the hell? All right. Yes. Everything.
Hey, I get Dean some new cooking utensils, and then we all get chopsticks.
All right. Well, it's gonna be a few days, so you're gonna have to. But
that's fine.
Come by the end of the week.
I will.
Okay. Wait. Awesome. So unless anybody else wants to do anything else, the first day is gone. We have another day. Next day. What is your plan as far as what you want to do?
Probably
what?
Talk to Tommy about getting someone or something to the dead body we found.
I will tell you what. I will, because I kind of leaving it almost a little too vague, so I want to explain some things that you guys could do. So in addition to like research, right, paperwork, which is, you know, if you want to search archives like you've been doing, but you can also, if you wanted to check police records, you could try to go around and interview people, which would then use your charm or persuasion. If you want to do undercover disguise or fast talk, if you want to get a hold of medical records, you could use science forensics. One of the things that you know, Dean, is that you also know that because usually, you know, there's doctor-client privilege, right? When a medical doctor in New York dies, the New York Medical Affairs Board office archives all their notes. Like I said, if you search police records, you can use law instead of library use, if that's better. So
there's something I want to know. I found a newspaper that had information that, you know, was retracted in regards towards Jackie's similarity, you know, his similarity death and the Hacksaw murders. Did I find the name of the reporter who made that retraction?
Yes. Her name was Mabel Parker Green.
Uh-oh.
Is this the dead person?
Yep.
Of course. Well, when everyone's back,
Yes.
I would definitely tell them of my research. I would say that I found, stories about the Harlem hacksaw and the murderers and the murders. That the reports of Jackie's similar death was retracted by this reporter, who I assume you guys go, "Oh shit, she's dead. We got to tell you about that." But he would, Thomas would tell you everything. How old he is. He's set to be executed in a couple weeks. Was a Harlem Hellfighter, and the theories, trauma, PTSD, whatnot, and that's probably what kickstarted his psychopathy and the murders. But he would also say that without talking to Hilton Adams himself, Thomas is very suspicious that in the fact that he may not even be the murderer, as early reports said multiple people were spotted leaving from the crime scenes, and it's suspicious how quickly they immediately booked Hilton from the first confession.
In fact, one of the police officers said, "This case will be the very definition of swift justice." It's a quote by Captain Robson of the 14th Precinct.
Yeah, so Thomas would tell you all that and how he would like to begin looking into it more, as something doesn't sit right with him, especially because it so closely involves our dear friend Jackie's death.
Yep.
That snippet from Captain Robson, was that something that Thomas said out loud? Because Woody would certainly chime in at that.
If Thomas knew it, yes, he would.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Woody would say that is the explicit name that was that we discovered as one of the corrupt cops. So this is starting to become quite the conspiracy.
Sounds like that they may have strong-armed this Hilton Adams into giving a confession. Easy target. Soldier in the war, trauma from it. Who better to pin these murders on than someone who can't really defend himself?
It's a sad scapegoat, but perhaps we can follow up on that before we lose our window of opportunity.
If I can, I would definitely like to talk with Hilton Adams.
Yeah.
Before his execution. Maybe even if we find any information, maybe we get an innocent man off death row. Maybe. So going forward, I would like to begin investigating, police records and stuff. So I would like to use law for stuff like that.
Okay.
But I would have this conversation with everyone.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, that can be your plan for the next day. And then Does everyone want to go to Sing Sing?
I actually wanted to.
It's about 50 miles away.
Oh shit. Okay, well, yeah, if it's that far away, I'm going.
Far away.
I actually don't have much sanity, guys.
Oh no, it's like 35, 40 minutes away, or 40 miles north of. Yeah.
Like I'm pretty low on sanity. I only have 51 right now, so I think is there an option to stay back and kind of just relax and maybe roll for more sanity? Because honestly, that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. My concern with Vi.
Well, it takes like a week.
Oh, okay, got it. Never mind.
So
then
well, it's what do you want to do? You could do.
So
I mean, you're a criminal. You probably know some people. I don't know.
I know people, but I wouldn't call them criminals. That's just harsh. So I think the conversation would turn to Dean and say, well, I know roughly where Erica? I just wrote it down.
Erica.
Yeah. I roughly know where Erica is. She's in West Harlem. She's from Old Money, so it's probably a a fancier area.
Westchester.
Westchester. Sorry, let me update my notes. She is in Westchester. She's known as the queen of the castle. So I'm wondering if that may have something to do with the style of home she's in. She's from Old Money, so I think the old home is going to stand out the most. Do you want to go to her, and maybe Thomas and Woody can go look at the police records, or do you think all four of us should go together?
I would like to talk to her. However, I am still trying to make sense of this book. I wouldn't mind stopping at the... I'm assuming that the hospital I work at would be the one that would have taken care of Roger Carlyle.
Well, he taken care of as far as
like remains and everything, autopsies if necessary.
Yeah, well, right. No, there were no. I mean, it was all hushed. I don't think there was any autopsies. I mean, I think these remains were just buried in Africa, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. Well, then my best lead would be to talk to Erica at this time. So yeah, I would.
All right.
I would be all right with going with Violet to talk to her.
All right. Cool. So okay. So we'll have. That sounds great. So we'll have Eric Carlisle, Vi, and Dr. Dean, and Vi. And Westchester is kind of way up north. It's actually kind of funny because I think it's like Westchester. Yeah, it's actually it's even farther north than Sing Sing. So
we can drop them off on the way and say figure it out on the way back.
You guys, it's a nice it's a good how long is that distance? It's pretty close actually. They're kind of relatively. So yeah, you could drop them off. Sing Sing. You go. All right. So, Tommy and Mix Louise, yeah. So Tommy, you're over at Sing Sing, right? Tommy and Tommy and Woody, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So you arrive at the gate. Obviously, Sing Sing is not exactly what you would call a swinging place. It's an old prison. It's got barbed wire everywhere. There's guard towers. There's a small guard tower, guard shack at the entrance. And there's a captain or a prison guard there. Woo. And he's like, "Oh, hey, how may I help you, gentlemen?"
Here to follow up on an investigation. Hoping we could speak with one of the prisoners inside.
Which one?
Does this place have a? Of course, I'm sure it does. But does this place have a warden?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
You can talk to him.
Yeah, I would say. I think that'd be a conversation for the warden, wouldn't you think? And I would flash my detective badge.
All right. Don't have to get so somebody about it. Fine. Let me call in. Let me call the. We got a. What's your name, sir?
Detective Masters.
Detective here, Masters. Yeah. I don't know. He wants to talk to you. He wants to talk to the boss. Well, okay. Yeah, all right. He's got 5 minutes. Just follow a little path here, and then at the end there, you'll go in the front office, and then there will be secretary will lead you in. And she leads you quickly into it's a very small office. There's a man with a man who looks like he's in about his how old is this guy? Doesn't say. Okay. Anyway, he looks like he's probably in his late 40s, early 50s. He's kind of a bucktooth, a little bit of a bucktooth, but he's seems like a nice guy. He doesn't look like he's some kind of. He doesn't seem to have to give off of any kind of sadistic vibes. Oh, what can I help you with, detective?
Me and my associate here are following up on a case. Was wondering if you could give us access to question one of your prisoners here.
And what would the prisoner be, in fact?
We would like to ask some questions to one Hilton Adams.
Hilton Adams? Oh, boy. I don't know about that. It's really, it's usually something we, try to avoid having him interact with, but I suppose if it's police business, you can make a law roll. Law or intimidate, or
law or intimidate.
Yeah.
Intimidate's better by 5, but I feel like I should try law.
Okay.
Is it possible that I can like assist in either?
Do you have law?
No, I mean I have 5 points in law, but
No, that.
I've got. I don't know the basis for intimidate. I've got 15 in that.
Oh boy. No, he's probably better.
I'm not
off
imposing
on
at
his
all.
own.
Okay.
I'm gonna try law. I'm middle of the ground with law. It could go either way, but I'll give it a go. Ooh. I do not have enough luck.
Well, the other option is to push
I could.
or change your tactic.
I will try and push.
Look, sir, I don't see a warrant. I don't see any kind of In fact, I don't even know you called ahead. Where'd you say you were from?
I'm gonna try and push this.
All right.
Can you use luck on a push if you?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna try and push it. Come on.
I kind of want to like step in here before you push.
Yeah, try.
Yeah, I'm
schmooze
gonna.
him.
I'm not gonna try to schmooze him, but I'm gonna say this is for a scholarly article. I'm an associate of okay, out of character. That lady that I just saw the bloated body of. What was her name again? Green?
Mabel Parker Green.
Mabel Parker Green. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say I'm a associate of the late Mabel Parker Green. I'm following up on a story that she wanted to finish.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What happened?
Unfortunately, she passed away recently. We're not sure what the circumstances were, but she really wanted to interview Hilton before, the window of opportunity passed.
Oh, yes, that's too bad. I know she came a few months back to talk to her. To
Yes.
talk to Mr. Adams. Go ahead and make a fast talk. Or yeah.
I do have a question regarding like if I say I want to push a roll, does that happen immediately, or like do I get the opportunity to wait for him? Because if I said I push the roll,
yeah, well, his dex is a little higher, so you might have stepped in front of you. Well, hold on,
you got the luck.
15 is kind of steep.
Or you can push it too. You both can push. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
The funny thing is, we both have an equal chance of doing this.
All right, let's just both push it then.
Let's just both push it at the same time. Okay, you know what? Let's do it.
I'm gonna. You want to count down or I count down? I'm on submit.
If I click this, does it give me the box? Yes. Okay. So it's just another normal roll, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll also give the countdown. 3, 2, 1, push.
All right, you did better than I did.
Okay.
You did better than I did.
Oh, you have my condolences, sir. Look, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but under the circumstances, I hate for a woman's dying wish to be that she can't, to deny a woman's last rights and last wishes. I think that would be it just doesn't sit right with me. I suppose, yes, I can grant you 10 minutes with him.
That's quite generous.
He starts calling. He makes arrangements. Meanwhile, you are driving up, and in fact, yeah, you guys have to wait a little bit. He's trying to get him things situated for Mr. Adams. Meanwhile, up in Westchester, you find yourselves a gigantic palatial estate. Which it is a large old mansion, several stories, 3 stories tall, and there's giant gardens, well-tended gardens, and a statuary with a fountain, and of course the fountain isn't working this time of year, but it is
Is it as I remember it? Like, is this the same place?
Yep.
Cool.
In fact, oh, shoot. Sorry.
You
Anyways.
elaborate a little bit on how you know this lady? Because this is the first time that you've talked about her.
I mean, I only met her one time. A friend of mine dragged me to a party. He was a friend of Roger's, and he might be a good person to talk to later down the line as well, depending on how this goes. I went to this party. We had one or two interactions, and that was all as far as I remember.
Okay.
But hopefully she'll remember me and remember fondly enough to divulge some of what she knows.
Perhaps. As you a massive library. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The maid answers the door. May I help you, ma'am, sir?
Yes, we're here to see Erica Carr.
Oh, Miss Carlisle. May I ask who's calling? Calling up on you?
Dean Adler and a friend.
Dean Adler. All right. Could make a credit reading.
Oh snap, I brought the right person to do this with.
Right.
Oh, you proved me wrong. What the fuck?
I roll with my hands. Got my credit.
You could push it.
Fuck it. Everyone else is pushing it.
Let's go. Yeah, fair. Oh my god.
Sir, please, I told you Miss Carlisle is too busy.
So what I think you meant to say was you brought the wrong person.
I don't want to force you to call. I don't want to. Look, sir, please. Miss Carlisle is very busy. Doesn't have time for these shenanigans. I'm afraid if you do not leave, I will
Tell her
force
it's
to
about
call
her
the
brother.
authorities.
Yes, tell her it's about her brother and that we have information on relating to the Penhew Foundation.
Okay. And she closes the door. It's several minutes go by. It appears to be where is he? Oh, there it is. And after a few minutes, the door opens up, and a man. He's well muscled. He has. There's two men actually. There's one that is a tall, solid man with Mediterranean complexion. He has an aura of threat like a pungent aftershave. Next to him is a much shorter man, a small man with glasses, balding hair, wearing a really fine suit. Excuse me, what business do you have with my client?
Do I recognize
what is this
either
about
of
the
them?
Penhew Foundation? You can both make a spot hidden.
Oof.
That's fine. You can roll by.
Sure. Spot hidden blip. Damn it. I
No
spot
tokens.
nothing. It's all
Yes.
hidden.
It's fine. Okay, anyways, it's like, I am Bradley Gay. I am Miss Carlisle's attorney. This is my associate, Mr. Corey. He is here to ensure that there's no funny business going on here. Now, what is it that you have to say? You can say what you want to say to her. You can say to me. Miss Carlisle's entirely too busy.
Well, I understand the significance of that. I was always raised to be under the impression that the lawyer was there to act as a mediary, not as a delivery. So I really do think the information that we have and would be prudent to say to her directly. I'm sure if you told her that it was in relation to the Penhew Foundation and her brother, she would be inclined to talk to us.
Make a persuasion roll. And I will, because of the way you presented about the brother and everything, I'm going to give you a bonus die to this roll.
Ooh, a bonus die. Sure.
Yes.
Hard success. Let's go.
You didn't need it. Very well. Joey, lead them into the parlor. I'll go get Miss Carlisle. And so then Joey leads you through this big parlor, this big foyer, and then there's this massive like area with all these couches and whatnot. But takes you in over here, right here. You do kind of notice, yeah, and everything is much. You do notice everything pretty much looks the same as you remember it.
Gotcha.
Of course, it's not full of drunken debauchery going on. Miss Carlisle will be with us momentarily. Meanwhile, back in Sing Sing prison, we have, after several minutes of waiting, a guard brings you to Sing Sing. Brings you down several flights and to the bottom of the building, the main building there in Sing Sing. And there you get on the infamous death row. You see various people yelling and screaming at you. And the guard just kind of hits them tries to hit their fingers with the nightstick. Shut up, you scumbags. All right, you got 10 minutes. And there, at the base, there's a small window with just a little bit of light. There's a man who's kind of wearing the traditional prison stripes, and he's kind of hunched down laying on the floor.
Hilton Adams, Detective Thomas Masters, and my associate Woody. We'd like to ask you some questions.
Would you? More questions? That's all you want are questions.
I know.
All I have is more questions. I know. What do you want me to know? Don't you know who I am? I'm the Harlem Hacksaw.
Are you though?
I know who you are,
you?
but I don't think you are what you say you are. Can you walk me and my associate through the day of your arrest?
Yeah. Oh, the music. Music was so fine that night. Hanging out at the diner. Well, the diner's food is okay, but the real party was downstairs at Fat Maple's. That's where I met him. The king. The secret wizard. He could feel my pain. He could feel my pain, and he fixed my pain good. He made the visions go away. Visions of the guts and the blood and mud. He gave me new visions. A new vision for the future. There's an eclipse coming, boy. An eclipse. And when it arrives, this whole world's gonna fall down. And I'll be able to run wild and free. I ain't afraid to die. I'll be back. We'll all be back. He's ranting and raving, but you can make a roll to try to help him snap out of it. You could, if you had psychoanalysis, which you probably don't.
No.
That would be the most useful, but you could try a hard interaction roll, whether that's charm or intimidation.
My charm and intimidates are both 15.
I'll try. I guess I can try an intimidation. All right, so hard intimidation.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Let me get the fuck roll.
No.
What? Your intimidate is that low?
No, I just clicked on the roll options for hard.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. I forgot it's a hard one. Yeah. No,
Yeah, my intimidate's normally at 55.
And now he's kind of like, he's all like rocking back and forth, and he's kind of hunched over. Oh, you're afraid. You know what I'm talking about. I can see it on you. You've seen it, haven't you?
Did he say a bar or a club?
Oh, you said a diner, and then the real party was underneath. So you feel like he's describing a speakeasy.
Okay, so I would say I'm not trying to give way that I either don't believe him or I do believe him, but I will say, Mr. Adams, what can you tell us about this figure you spoke with?
Oh. Make a persuasion.
Oh, God. That's gonna go great, gang.
What's your persuasion?
You're about to find out.
Oh, I mean, I'm just wondering if I can give you a bonus die since mine's 25.
Yours is better than mine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, let me roleplay that.
Okay. Because I'm the one doing the roll.
Right. Mr.
Can
Adams.
Can you give me a bonus?
Yeah. I'll let him.
Mr. Adams, this wizard you're talking about, could you tell us more about him?
So,
there you go.
Here's my really horrible persuasion.
Okay.
I'm just gonna click on it, and then when the roll, instead of adding a bonus die through the bonus or penalty, I'll just click on bonus penalty.
Got it.
So here's it normally.
Ooh. Oh wow. Okay.
Here's the bonus.
Just gotta roll like. Oh, you actually rolled worse with the bonus. Oh, that's funny. Oh wow. He's like. Like to know that, wouldn't you? I know. That's part of the deal. I don't tell him nothing. They said, don't tell anybody what you did. You know. You just keep doing what you say, and I love it.
I
want to know.
I want to try and get a rise out of him because I want to mention the war. I want to ask him about his time in the war, and see if that gets like a rise out of him. If he freaks out even further.
Yeah.
So I'll say, well, why don't you tell us about the time in the war? the time you spent in the mud. What was it like, Mr. Adams? What did you experience?
I'm not talking about that. It's too much pain. You haven't seen your friends die? Huh? You haven't seen them die? I did. All my friends died. People's eyes melting in their sockets. Lungs bursting from mustard gas.
So I kind of want to ham it on to help him get this rise. So I think I want to use some acting and be like, oh, we've seen our friends die. We've seen their stomachs hanging from their bodies. We've seen the bodies eaten by rats. We've seen horrors too, Mr. Adams.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. So you want to make a skill?
Come on.
Are you?
Hey!
Yes.
Oh my god!
So are we combining that with like an intimidate from me?
Yeah, that'll work. I'll give you 2 bonus dice since he got a success on it.
Oh, okay. And I'm not gonna be acting because
he's got tears in his eyes.
Thomas actually isn't going to be acting. He's just going to full on, try and intimidate him because he's going to say, yeah, I've seen, Mr. Adams, I'd wager I've seen worse than you. I've seen my friends transformed into unspeakable monsters. I've seen friends who should be friends, but behind their lifeless eyes, they aren't. I've seen horrors of my own and try and get a rise out of him to keep him talking. And so here's my own intimidate. Here's my intimidate with 2 bonus dice. So I'm just gonna roll normally, and then yada yada yada. So normal roll. Well, I don't even need the bonuses, but I'm gonna roll them anyways.
Do it.
Here's the first one, and here's the second one. I just wanted to roll them anyways.
That was really cool. Just hold on.
Intimidating, like, I've seen worse than you, you scum. You make me sick. Not really, though. No, not as.
You don't understand. You don't understand. You gotta understand. You gotta join me. There's wisdom in that. Wisdom in that shop. Yes. You must go to Fat Mabel's. He lives there. The great wizard. He's a wise man. His sister taught him everything he knows. He's from the old countries. From Africa. If you go there, come, he will show you. And then, if you get on his good side, he'll let you see the Chakota. So many.
Sorry,
faces.
I'm just
faces.
I have a response, but I'm just typing out the information in the Roll20 chat so I can keep it fresh.
Got it. So many faces.
What's the spelling of the thing that he said we could see if we get on the good side of the wizard?
See, Chakota. I'll show you Chakota.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I spelled Mabel's wrong.
You don't know how to spell Mabel?
I spelled it Mabel, but hey, let's go.
Meanwhile,
I just think the last thing, because I think I would look at Woody with like, I think we just got everything we needed. And I would just say to Hilton, the last thing I would say, keep this in mind, Hilton. The 2 of us, we believe you. We also may be the only people in your life who think you're innocent.
No one is innocent. No one is innocent. I see it in your face.
And then I think Thomas would just look up and shout for the guard and say, I think we're done here.
Excellent. So yeah, you are. You make a quick exit. They escort you back pretty quick. Meanwhile, over at the Carlisle mansion, finally, Miss Carlisle appears. The blonde woman you saw before is now
a brunette. Oh,
no, she's still, but she's not the teenage girl anymore. Now, of course, she's she was 17, so now she's 23. You have information about my brother?
Miss Carlisle, thank you so much for the audience. We have some suspicions about your brother, thinking that there's been rumors that he could possibly still be alive, and while we're trying to investigate this further, we wanted your insight. Your dedication to your love of your brother knows no bounds, and we know how much you cared about him. Do you feel like there's any validity to his survival, or do you think it's all hogwash?
Not again. Not again. This is... I already did this. You know, you're about 3 years too late. Some other con man already beat you to the scam. I've already spent money trying to get people in here. People said that they could find my brother. I don't.
We're not asking for money.
Oh.
This is personal.
And the lawyer comes in and goes, well, then what do you want?
Miss Carlisle, do you remember me?
You look familiar. Have we met before?
We have. I was at the party before your brother and his group left.
Oh, yes. The doctor.
Indeed.
Right? Or did you become a doctor?
I am now.
Or did you flunk out like your friend TB?
Do I even know where TB is?
Nope. You haven't seen him in years.
Well, you seem
what
to
he did. He
know,
kind of...
You seem to know more about my acquaintance than I do.
Yeah. Last I heard, he went back to London with his tail between his legs.
That wouldn't surprise me. However, I had forgotten about that party for all these years until one of my older and much better friends came back into my life, and that friend is now dead, and the only link we have to whatever happened to him is whatever happened to your brother.
This talking about someone being murdered makes Joe, Mr. Corey, nervous, and you can kind of see where he's kind of resting his hand on his jacket, like his front of his jacket. Weapon in there. Mr. Gray's like, well, my client had nothing to do with that.
I don't
understand.
Who's saying that? What was his name again?
Bradley Gray.
I don't doubt that at all, Mr. Gray. This is a very reputable family, and besides, I am under the impression that the police have already apprehended the subjects or the individuals who are guilty of the crime. However,
Yes.
that group is tied to some kind of cult who appear to have a wide range of influence, and we've yet to understand their goals. I believe what happened to your brother, turning back to Erica, I believe what happened to your brother is the same thing that was going to happen to our friend.
From the beginning, I always knew Rod, his African expedition was more than just another foolish whim. He was obsessed with her. They called her, well, she said her name was, Ninachka. Bradley goes, Ninachka Bonet. Yes. But we never have found any records of that. But at night, sometimes I remember Carlisle called her Maweru. Can you believe such a ridiculous thing? Make a psychology roll. You can both do that.
It was Nanacha Boulay.
Yeah, could you just spell that out?
Yeah, I know.
Like copy and paste that.
Like, that's quite a...
Nachanka Bune. Wow, that is a crazy name. Nachanka Bune. But sometimes he would whisper, call her Maweru. Your psychology, you're able to test that there is certainly a somewhat it's not just the fact that she's a woman, but you do feel like there's a racial undertone to her disdain for her. He had become quite depraved in his tastes before he left. I have no idea how she met. Yes.
Well, I'm terribly sorry that you ended up going through all this. I know you've probably gotten many condolences in the past, but with the loss of our friend and the fear that he may have fell in the same fate, we share a mutual ground of even the minutest of details. In that regard, one of the things that I pieced together just based off of the information at hand is it seems like Mr. Jack Brady's body was never found. Did you happen to see him? Did you know anything about him? Did the tribe, the Kaniku, ever tell you anything about him at all?
No. I don't really know much about him other than he was fanatically loyal to Roger. After all, he did basically save his life, saved him from the electric chair after he murdered these two guys in California. No. And if he's alive, well, I actually kind of find that hard to believe. My feeling is that Brass Brady would give his life to save Rogers.
But you said he was so... Forgive my intrusion of the conversation, but it may be prudent a little bit. Do you know what Jack was in jail for?
Yeah. He murdered a couple of people. He was in a fight. Some kind of brawl that got out of hand. Apparently these two fellas came after him. One with a lead pipe and the other with a knife. And with his bare hands, he bludgeoned them to death. Brass. I guess it's for that trinket that he had around his neck. I heard him tell Roger that it was a gift from his mama. Family heirloom, I guess.
Family heirlooms are very precious.
Yes. But, but my brother, he was obsessed with that woman. He was always having these... He began to have strange dreams. Like something was calling to him. Something about an eclipse. It didn't really make sense to me, but Roger would wake up screaming. But
did he tell you anything more specific about these dreams?
Not to me, but I did recommend a psychologist, Dr. Robert Houston. Yeah, he had a reputation for being a bit of a deviant, but he was a well-versed psychologist. All the elite would see him. But wouldn't you know it, Roger seemed to rope him in on his stupid expedition too. It didn't. Instead of getting better, he got worse. He disappeared for days on end. Sometimes Mr. Corey find him wandering around Harlem. Looked like he hadn't slept in days.
I know that Miss Masters was part of the party and she was a photographer. Mm-hmm. It seemed like she and Roger got along fairly well. I was curious on if you had any photographs that she had probably taken, if you were able to scrounge any from the expedition. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. But even just local ones of you and Roger together, Roger and Jack maybe having a good time here at one of the parties that you throw, just any sort of socialite activity. I'd be curious to see what they look like.
Let me see what I can find.
Do you want me to tell you specifically what I'm looking for?
Sure.
Matt, I'm looking to see if she has a picture of Jack, and I want to see if I can see what the trinket was that was on his neck, and if it's related to anything that that we know so far in the investigation.
Let me see what I can find. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm trying to. Girl. La 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 la. All right, I will give you something. Okay. Well, I don't have too many pictures. Let me see here. I didn't really want to keep most of them, but let's see here. Come on, let's go to the. Well, I suppose we should go to the library and find out that she takes you over to a large library, which I believe is.
As we're kind of like, I'm assuming that the tension with her has kind of released a little bit. Has the guy stopped touching his gun?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this.
It's okay. And then he's like, look, Mr. Gray, I don't think I'll be needing your assistance anymore. Well, at least let Mr. Corey stay. That's fine. And she's digging through some stuff and like she's like, come here. And at the bottom and there's like some stuff at the desk. There we go. And there's like little cabinets and stuff like that that are beneath the library. In fact, it's a huge library because it goes all the way over here too. It's not there. Okay. She looks through it and she does find Miss Hypatia did have a photo. One last photo. Come There it is. There we go. This is the last photo that they took for the night of the party. That's Brass Brady, is Miss Masters, Aubrey Penhew, and Dr. Robert Houston. And there's my brother Roger, and Boone, Maweru, Timbuktu, I have no idea. You can make a spot hidden. A hard spot hidden.
Sure.
Yeah.
Spot hidden. It's a regular success.
Yeah, the photograph, it's just not, you can't really see if there's anything under there. It's too blurry.
Okay.
Who's the lady on the top?
That's the girlfriend, Nanchanka Bonet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is how pretty much they looked the night that you saw them.
Oh, okay. That thing auto-corrected her name.
Yeah. Funny. Yes. It's too bad. Well, about Miss Masters. And, poor girl. She always was trailing after Roger. Even though his heart was betrothed to another, she still followed him. As for Sir Penhew, I don't really know too much, other than he was pretty much the expert in Egyptology. Apparently he had his own foundation. I'm not sure. He left somebody else in charge of it while he went gallivanting all over the world.
Oh, yes, that's Edward.
Yes.
And I say that with confidence, as if when I walked in here saying that I had information about the Penhew Foundation, I make it known that I knew this name. Like, I didn't come here on with false information.
Yeah. Look, I don't have much time, but I actually have a fundraiser I have to go to downtown. I nearly need to get ready. Look, I don't know if you find anything, great, but I've already had other people go. I mean, I did hire a few people the first year after he died. After that, I had a couple of con artists trick me, but there's no doubt. If he was alive, he'd come back.
I guess Dr. Adler may have an additional question for you, but my final question is this. If we end up going and following the same expedition that your brother did, I would ask a single favor from you. And she kind of looks in the direction of the lawyer, and then she looks back at her and she goes, I'm not asking for money. However, what I am inquiring about is probably something that is a precious keepsake of yours. And that is something that is exclusive to the Kinu tribesmen that they may have given you because you were able to parlay with them. If, and this is a big if, we ran into them there, it could mean the life of death of not only our expedition crew, but possibly give us an insight into finding your brother. If, and only if, would I come to make that request. I ask you, before I leave, for you to think about it. I'm not asking for an answer. I would only ask for an answer coming here to tell you we are leaving and giving you the name and instructions of our boat before I would expect one. But I would love it if it would be something that you would keep in the back of your mind.
Very well. I can only wish you luck.
And I will turn to Dean.
Have you already cleared out your brother's study?
Oh, yes, actually. quite long ago. Most
to
of it,
include his books.
Well, any of the books, he wasn't much of a reader, so any books that he has would be in this library.
Would you
Free to
mind
look around if you wish.
Thank you. We won't be long.
Great. You
once she leaves, I would just like to look around the shelves and just see if I can find anything that looks a little worn or out of place, or really anything related to Egyptology.
Got it. Well, the library is easy chairs, lamps, ashtrays, spittoons, and elaborate high Victorian iron fireplace. There are leather-bound complete editions of Trollope, Dickens, Mrs. Radcliffe, Francis Parkman, Waldo Emerson, the earlier works of George Washington Cable, and other fosters of culture from the previous 100 years. There is a section of books on the occult. And on the north side of the case, there is an old reference library with English and French. Yeah. So there's an occult section, and then there's some strange, like I said, French and English reference books over here. That occult section over here.
I'd go to the occult section.
Okay. Do you have occult skill?
I thought I
try.
Do a bit. I have a little bit.
All right. You can make an occult roll. It's all these books on different magic, Wiccans, druids. It's all kind of stuff. You have no idea whether it's authentic or not. But it's pretty much every, like, Salem witch trials, stuff like that. There's, after a while, you kind of realize that most likely there's nothing too special about these. Nothing of the similar quality of books like you had, that you have found in Juju House.
Gotcha.
What about you, Vi? What do you want to do?
I mean, if she's left the room, right? Or is she still there?
Yep. No, she left the room. Joey's hanging out on the couch. Kind of watching you guys.
And we had the invitation to take whatever we wanted from his study, right?
Yeah. You could take something, yeah. Yeah, you can take something.
Okay. You know what? I will look around the study, and I want to see if he has any visible symbols of any that match what we saw when we were kids. Because there was 4 down there. Or 3. There was more than just the bat. There was the bat, I think there was an upside down Ankh, and then I think there was one other one.
After several minutes of... you don't see anything like that. If he was worshipping anybody, he must have... it must have been not here, or he hidden somewhere.
Can I check his library for a book called My Life as a God?
Excellent. Go ahead and make a spot hidden.
Sure. Spot hidden. Buffer.
You notice you don't see that necessarily, but you do roll. You note an oddity: a fat edition of Poe's collected poems, to which is odd in that the fact that it is stuck in in the reference library in the north.
There's a poetry book in the reference section?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
And as you look through it, you see that there's some kind of button there in the back of the thing, in the back of the reference library. That section with the Edgar Allan Poe book came from. You're over here.
Oh, there's a button?
Yeah, like in the back. Like you take the book out, and you notice a button like in the back panel.
Yeah, I'd push it. I'll push it.
Dean
slides
is still
over.
over here, by the way.
Yeah.
He's kind of just walking around looking at stuff, so...
I'm gonna make a...
whatever you do.
He's gonna make a listen roll.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll roll that in secret.
Listen.
So you can't see.
Nope. I was a fighter, so you know the ears aren't what they used to be.
Well, he's making a listen roll because he's like, see if you heard that. He goes, "Did you hear something? Friend, where's that young lady?"
Can I hear him questioning about where I'm at and possibly coming my way?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is it a panel that moved over? Is there anything in there?
Yes, you see a small metal safe with a combination lock on it.
God damn it. Is it something that is it like a lockbox safe, or is it actual safe?
Well, actually no, it could be like a little lockbox safe, but it's a good like, I mean it's a good like 1.5 by 1.5. It's not like some little safe you can just hide, you know. It's pretty
I was gonna say, if I have my baseball bat on me, like I have a backpack on me, I'd throw that bitch in my backpack.
No, it'd be pretty noticeable.
So I think what I'll do is I will take a step back from this, and I will actually call out to Erica, and I will shout loud enough to get everyone's attention. Erica, I found something. I don't know if I was supposed to find it, and if I wasn't supposed to, I sincerely apologize.
Hey, what the hell's going on over here?
I stepped back. I held up my hands. I was just like, I found a button, and I pressed the button, and this thing popped open, and it looks like there's a safe in here. I don't know if she's ever seen this before. This is as far as I've gotten.
A few seconds later, she runs in, and she's like wearing just like a slip. That's because she was like in the middle of getting dressed for this event. She goes, "Don't you dare touch that safe!" And we'll leave it there for tonight. We got a lot of investigating to do.
Investigation.
Right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it wasn't very action-packed, as it were, but still, it was kind of fun.
There was so much good roleplay, though.
Yeah, yeah.
There was so much.
That's the part like. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say there was so much good roleplay, and with that good roleplay, very, very horrible rolls.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, very much so. But we'll see what happens. We have. You guys are hanging out at Sing Sing. Waiting for a ride, I guess. It's kind of like we'll see what happens. And then yeah, you guys are researching. Yeah, and I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see more of the mystery that you find next week or in a couple weeks.
Awesome. Great game. So fun to be back in this. I took notes. I'm so proud of myself. I never do that.
Same.
Right? I'm learning that from
everything and save it.
Right? I'm learning that from Call of Cthulhu. Don't forget, this spreadsheet's open for everybody to drop their notes on if you want to. It's there. Ad page is what you need. But for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Happy dungeon delving, everyone.